Hi, I'm Jason Gore for ThatShelf.com, and we're here to look at this unbelievably exciting set, the Talking Heads, More Songs About Building the Food, the definitive version of the 1978 album.
Big shelf.
So we know that Talking Heads have been on a little bit of a roll of them finally getting themselves together to actually do major releases of their back catalog. They're actually seen in the same room as one another. The Stop Making Sense release was obviously really extraordinary. And they're sort of going album by album through and creating these absolutely mega box sets that include unreleased materials such as live recordings. It's being released digitally and on vinyl. This happens to be the vinyl set. So let's crack it open and see what it looks like inside. This is going to have the original album remastered. Then it's going to have a rarities album on LP2. And LP3 and 4 are live at the Intermedia Theater, New York City on August 10th, 1978. So an unreleased live record. And this is, of course, from Warner and Rhino. Um, they're not numbered sets. They're relatively limited edition. Has a nice hype sticker, which I will keep and put on the inside of the box because that's what I do. 60-page hardbound book with rare and previously unseen photos and new liner notes from Tina, David, Chris, and Jerry. So, they're all still contributing, all still doing their thing. So inside the set, so the outer box is the very clean version of the original album image, which is great, which is replicated inside with a proper gatefold record. So you can see nice and clean. There's nothing weird about the box itself. It's just giving you these elements exactly as you would want. This is, of course, a gatefold, and so that has that stuff on the inside, and that's why we have the original LP being listed here, and then we have the alternate version, the rarities alternate version, alternate mixes, all seemingly previously, almost all of them previously unreleased, artists only, Big Country, and Thank You for Sending Angels, a country version. Released, and a couple of the Warning Sign Electricity would have been released on other sets, other super compilations. So the records themselves, I'm assuming, based on it being Warner/Rhino, polyline paper sleeves, huzzah! Which means that the records themselves, with the Sire logo showing off, look pretty immaculate. Almost now, there's a little bit of schmutz, but nothing too problematic, and they slide out nice and easily. They will be replaced, of course, with vinyl storage solution sleeves. They will be cleaned on my degritter, that is usual, but nonetheless, the records themselves, just on regular black vinyl, nothing so fancy, but really will be fun to actually dive into this. For many people, this is actually their favorite Talking Heads album. I mean, that's kind of a tough thing to deal. The last one that they did was 77, of course. There's a few tracks on here that I'm a big fan, but this is actually probably for me, not one like everybody. If you make the list, this may be one of my lesser favorite Talking Heads records, but because of that, it's one of the ones that I've listened to the least, which means this gives me an opportunity to actually dive into it, which is quite exciting. The live record, the actual gatefold for that, look at that, the four band members sort of at the peak of when they weren't having 100 people on stage with them, as it were. Track list on this, No Compassion, Warning Sign, the book I read, Stay Hungry, Artists Only. Side 2, the girls want to be with the girls. Uh-oh, Love Comes to Town, With Our Love, Love Building on Fire, Don't Worry About the Government and the Good Thing. Then side 3, Electricity, The Big Country, New Feeling, Pulled Up, and Psycho Killer. Psycho Killer not as a closer. Side 4, Take Me to the River, Found a Job, and Thank You for Sending Me an Angel. Produced for release by Jason Jones. And yeah, so the vinyl will be similar with a sort of reddish label on it. Talking Heads. Showing off the live elements. For now, I believe, if I'm not completely crazy, this is the only way to get this live release on vinyl. The stuff may release afterwards, not as part of a deluxe edition, but I'm lucky enough to have the deluxe edition. Records look immaculate. Great. You can see on side 4, obviously had a little bit more room, so there's a little bit more of a run out. But still, we got the as much of the show as we wanted, or were able to get. Works out super well. And then you have this hardcover book. Sort of smaller size hardcover book. It's not a full 12-inch, but it does have, you know, all kinds of different elements, photos, words, etc. from members of the band. Super exciting thing to actually dive into. And then the back of the box just has the breakdown with the tour country, as it were, and then one of these ribbony things so that you can actually pull the thing out without too much drama. So that is our look as I put this all away. That is our quick look at the latest kind of remarkable set, frankly, from Talking Heads, putting it all together, letting us celebrate this remarkable band. There we go. Please dive into it. And I hope that this sort of excites any Talking Head fan, or frankly, we'll find some new fans. For thatshelf.com, I'm Jason Gorber. Thank you so much for watching. Please ring the bell, subscribe, leave some comments. That would really help the channel out. And we will see you next video. All the best. Take care.